anywhere, so you don't have to come to us. Se habla español.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
We had single and committed individuals come into the lab, and they were students at Oklahoma State University. And after coming into the lab, we set them at a computer, and they completed a number of different questions similar to an eHarmony or a Match.com survey. So some of these questions were getting at their likes, their dislikes, their turn-ons or turn-offs for the opposite sex. And after they completed these questionnaires, we presented them with their best match. And with this, they saw a photograph of an attractive individual of the opposite sex. And next to the photograph was a list of descriptions of this individual. And the last description they saw either stated that this person was single or they were in a relationship. After being presented with the match, they again completed a number of different questions, and these questions were getting at their willingness to pursue that individual. We found that single women were more likely to pursue the attached man compared to the single man. So it seems that women are more attracted to or willing to pursue the men that are unavailable to them. Whereas the men, we did not see this difference. There was no difference in the pursuit or willingness to pursue the single woman compared to the committed woman.
That's Oklahoma State. My son got an offer from Oklahoma State. They came to Santa Monica, came to the gym, said, we want new Williams. I'm sorry, I digress. Women, according to that research provided by Oklahoma State, are more likely to approach unavailable men. You listen, I didn't have to go to Oklahoma State to figure that out. I'm in Hollywood. Do you know the baddest women get dated by the same group of balling dudes? Did you know that? Did they poaching the women from each other? Did you know that? Huh? Derek Fisher took, let me just tell you now, Derek Fisher took, what's my man, Marshall Faulk's
Matt
wife.
Barnes.
No, Marshall Faulk from the Rams. Used to play at San Diego State. Was a mixture between Walter Payton and Barry Sanders. Marshall Faulk's ex-wife became Derek Fisher's wife while he was playing with the Clippers. Now, I don't mean to put the T out there, but it's out there. Right? He married her. He had some kids, broke up with her, got a divorce, and then poached his teammate, Matt Barnes. Woman, come on, man. Matt Barnes said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get in this car, and I'm going to drive 95 miles to put monkey paws all on this dude. Listen, in Hollywood, listen, the most beautiful women are mate poaching. I ain't got to lie about it. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I done said this before. Quality people have very little value in this society. Quality people have very little value because quality doesn't necessarily translate to resources. See, you could be a quality person and have no resources, and you are undateable. You are unrelatable. I don't know how somebody with such a beautiful spirit and inner power is broke. Holla back at me when you got something for me. Am I lying? Somebody call in and tell me I'm lying this evening. Tell me I'm lying. Quality people have very little value. And what happens is, after you've conquered the world, you spent your life beating the world's tail, climbing up every mountain, conquering every challenge, winning everything, gaining everything. And then you look around and you realize what you had to do to achieve all that you've achieved. And you start to find out you done stepped on people. You've rejected people. You've disrespected people. You've marginalized people. You understand? You've stolen from people. You've betrayed people. You start to find out who's here for me now. Nah, you ate everybody. You consumed everybody's love and you spit it out and nobody's available for you now. Passive aggressive prostitution. What can I get? I'm going to tell you right now. Relationships are about poaching lessons. What lessons can I poach as I walk into this relationship? What do you mean, poach? You're not poaching a lesson from your partner. You're poaching a lesson that has risen from the subconscious of your spirit to tell you what you need to work on. I always tell people, once you go into a relationship, you should be on guard for how you show up. Every single step of the way, you should be paying attention to you. I'm going to put myself in this situation and see if I'm over my abandonment issues. I'm going to put myself in this situation and see if I'm over my constantly seeking validation issues. I'm going to put myself in this situation and see if I'm over my communication problem where I shut down when real conversations emerge to the surface. That's what you should be poaching. But many people ain't poaching that. They're poaching security. I need to be safe. I want to be able to cry in a mansion. I don't want to cry in a cardboard box. And yes, crying in a mansion is better than crying in a cardboard box. But I'm going to tell you something. Do you know how many unfulfilled people got all of the accoutrement of life? Do you know how many unfulfilled people have put a gun to their head and did something about it? Money can't validate you. Sure, money is a social lubricant. Yes, I'm telling you now, it makes it easy when you got money. It makes it easy to get in the car and whip up PCH real quick, 100 miles an hour. Ooh, oh my goodness. It feels delicious. But is it substantive? I'm going to tell you right now, in our society today, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, all the great spiritualists would be seen as bums. People wouldn't even get close to them. Jesus didn't have no crib. Read the Bible. Where did Jesus live? Jesus made a rock into a pillow. Laid his head on a rock. I'm just saying. You know what? And for the type of people that we've become in this society, you know what got to happen? I'm telling you right now, in order for Jesus to get any kind of respect, Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, whoever, in order for them to get respect today, they got to come with miracles first. There was a man reported down on Skid Row touching everybody, and everybody all of a sudden were millionaires. It has to be some ridiculous miracle that got to happen before people go, oh, wow. The Savior is back. Let me get right. We already told you, poaching other people's mates deals in a space of moral ambiguity. And people are out here doing it. Paid companionship. I'll be your companion if you pay me $100 a night. I'll go out on a date with you every night. This is the world. And then you think you and your love is safe. Let me tell you something, man. People find reasons to be upset with you every day. Even the people you love. They find justifications and reasons to not be happy. I guarantee you, if you sat people down and said, why do you spend so much time ruminating on the negative? Do you know your relationship with this person would flip around if you switched your perspective on a number of things? And if people feel like their needs aren't being met, their eyes start to wander. Their spirits start to wander. But I done told people before, who is chiefly responsible for fulfilling your needs? You. Because all of the substantive needs that you have are inside jobs. Acknowledgement, self-acknowledgement. Validation, self-validation. Approval, self-approval. Happiness is an inside job. Self-esteem, self-worth, self-acceptance. Do you understand? Self-compassion, self-empathy. You got to pour all of this into you. I love me. I approve of me, even the darkness, even the ugliness. But I'm telling you now, the way the world is set up right now, the economy, AI, money is funny. The feds just raised the interest rates to the highest level it's been in many, many years. Listen, people are now going to be poaching mates because they looking for a back house to stay in. They looking for security. They're looking for safety. Before, it was about ego, right? Let me see if I still got it. Let me see if my magic is still working. Let me see if I can pull her. Now, she's married to a tycoon. Let me pull her so I can fleece her for some funds. And she doing the same thing. Tell the truth and shame the devil tonight. When I come forward, I'm going to Kansas City, Missouri, and I'm going to Atlanta, Georgia. We got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look. And unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So, let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California, once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at a gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event. Or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com. Can you believe it's already back to school season? To get you ready, Chase is holding a family event at its Crenshaw Community Center branch on Wednesday, August 2nd from 4 to 8 p.m. We're giving away backpacks full of school supplies and other goodies to the first 1,000 attendees. There will be activities for the whole family, from financial health workshops to lawn games and crafts for all ages. Chase, we make your back-to-school dreams happen. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
You bet!
Hey, I am Jasmine Carson, LSU Women's Basketball National Champion. I had to up my game, and this time I upped my intimate grooming routine too. Venus for Pubic Hair and Skin is the only razor and regimen specifically designed for your pubic area. Featuring a razor with a patented irritation defense bar and a skincare regimen that is dermatologist tested, Venus helps protect your pubic skin from shave irritation. Visit GilletteVenus.com to learn more about the full regimen of products.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
If I went on a date with a guy who's single and he's not fucking any other girls, then I would be like, well, why isn't he? Like, what's wrong with him? Obviously, there's been some flags going off for other girls to make them avoid the situation. So, I mean, like, I personally would be, like, more inclined to want to go on a date, at least a first date.
With a guy who's...
Well, the guy who's, like, normal. Yeah,
before.
who's, like, hooking up with girls and I'm hooking up with guys. Like, I mean, I feel like that's dating in 2022. Like...
Andy, go ahead, Andy.
I just got to testify, man. Like, this is so deep. The last couple of clips that we played, I remember growing up, my homies used to always say, like, yeah, girls are going to like you, you know what I'm saying, when you're with somebody. And I used to be like, yeah, that's cap. But I kid you not, man. Anytime that I've been in a relationship, like every time I've been in a relationship.
No, I've experienced that my whole life.
The opportunities to cheat have just like, it's like served on a silver platter for you.
They multiply when you're with somebody who loves you.
When I'm single, though, I'm like, where y'all at?
Where y'all at?
But now that I'm taken, y'all want to start, you know, throwing stuff at me. Really? Don't do me like that, man. Come on.
Hey, that's all I'm saying. Poach mating. You out here, not post mating, you poaching mates. You know what? This person you're with right now, yes, they may have certain skills and abilities, but I'm the most interesting man alive. And at the end of the day, you would be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't stay with... There's people out there like that, you know? Let me get my brother in here. Kansas City is in the building. WDMA Warrior, talk to me, man, about your experience. Did somebody poach you or did you poach somebody else?
Actually, I'll let the audience decide, but one incident I was definitely poached. But just to piggyback off of, this topic, if you were Thanos, this topic should definitely be one of your Infinity Gems.
This is the Infinity Gem right here, the Power Stone.
Bro, you know as well as I do, we've seen this from our cookouts as family. We've seen it from our friends, our so-called homies. I mean, there's poaching going on all day, all long.
Listen, if your woman or you fall, let me say this for men and women. For men, if your woman falls for somebody, if she gets poached, she was never your woman. Just remember that. She was never your woman. She was for sale. You got to keep that 100. And the same applies to men. Brother, if somebody can take you away, you never belong to that other person. It's really that simple. It's just that simple, right? So I need y'all to understand, man. Like, passive-aggressive prostitution is out here. People are, I'm telling you, as the economy gets worse and the dollar gets weaker, people are going to be doing some real strange things in order to be taken care of. WDMA, your final thoughts?
Yeah, back on to the poaching. There was an incident that happened, There's a homie, he had a girl, he liked, and he brought her over to my pad, to smoke out. And, I didn't take you, now that I think about it, when I walked back out in my bedroom, with the blunt to smoke with them, they were sitting on separate couches. So, I sat down on the couch next to her, not thinking of anything. After we smoked, she all of a sudden just turned to me, gave me a kiss, and just drugged me in my bedroom and smashed.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. And I looked at my homeboy like, what the hell is going on? He looked surprised as hell. He just dipped after that. But then, with the other time that I knew this was karma coming back on me, was there was this one girl I really liked, but I had I had other options, and she wasn't really at the top of the list. So this dude who I thought was my homeboy, he hit on her, and where I stayed at that time is my window is an open view of the entrance to our apartments, and so they decided to post up right in front of my window, stand in front of me, and kiss.
Really?
And I was like, wow, okay, I could really smash you right now.
Wow.
But, I'm just going to let that slide. And, years later, I seen dude on the bus, looked like he had been through it. And that's when I knew karma got to him, because he was talking about, I just got out the pen recently, I'm trying to find a job and all this and that. I was like, that's exactly what you get.
Brother WDMA Warrior, we appreciate you, man. Kansas City is in the building because of you. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for sharing your stories. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We're talking to everybody from across the country. This is a national show. Don't get it twisted. The Voice of Reason is on fire, live from KBLA Talk 1580. Let's get Nazarene X from Atlanta, Georgia in here. Talk to me, man. Listen, have you been poached, or are you the poacher?
I'm a victim of circumstance, for real.
What happened? What happened, man?
But sometimes, first of all, shout out to Carlos Miller, shout out to Jack Thriller. I heard a quote. Jack Thriller said, "One man's trash is another man's garbage." Help me keep all type of things in perspective, right? So, the whole thing of, when you interacting with new people and stuff like that, I mean, part of it is a game. Typically speaking, I'll volunteer for the friend zone because I believe in that foundation anyway. But I'm the type of friend that'll pull my thing out as long as you know what I'm saying, it's cool. And I've had that be part of the mix.
Wait, what did you say? You
Look,
the type of dude that'll do what?
I'm saying, like, some women, they'll, how I put it, when I meet certain women, especially if I'm not, like, on a hunt like that, I do what they call, like, I volunteer for the friend zone. Because that's basically, as far as I'm concerned, that's where we supposed to be negotiating and filling one another out, like getting to know one another anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless, like, I don't interact with people that's in a relationship, but I think leading with that type of energy, it helps save me the trouble, but it also, like, it puts a woman in position to reveal herself she's going to be a liar anyway. Like, I've been kind of thrown for a loop, too, in that sense. Like, you say you're not with nobody, but your version of so-called dating and such knows, like, you ain't having sex with him, I'm the friend, but you want to do something with me, that type of thing. And the next thing you know is, like, when I'm not trying to go any extra route, it's like I get ridiculed because it's almost like, well, why don't you want me? I'm like, wow. Love is love.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy.
Sometimes women want you to want them while they doing stuff that's unbecoming of a woman that you would want to be with. So I think this is just a whole little old game. So that's what I mean. Like, if somebody letting you know that they in the situation, like, unless you want to be a part of getting caught up in it, because I just feel like it's a rule, or at least a lot of room for danger anyway. Because the last thing somebody want to do is be caught with somebody's wife as a man, in that sense. I think that's more of a universal standard from a certain cloth. Like, but then you got other people that don't really care. Like, they say it's about the woman. Like, she made a decision this and the third, but you ain't gonna really have a lot of explaining to do if you end up in the casket if you're not careful. Because you got to be mindful of the type of situations you putting yourself in when you're dealing with strangers, regardless whether you getting set up. Because that could be a whole nother, like, there's a honeycomb type situation where girls will act like they not with somebody, but they catch you slipping. Because that's part of their routine. Like, they like to lure dudes over when how my man said earlier, like, you thinking with the wrong head. So, wow. It's different ways to do it, but I wouldn't say
you could put yourself in a real bad situation if you're resource hunting. Because if you're focused on the resource and security, you might miss the integrity and the character. See, if you went a work in progress is going to make mistakes. But this is where you're going to see the character. Do they own their mistakes? Do they acknowledge and apologize for being human in the relationship? And sometimes, like I said, that's a virtue that most people still don't respect nowadays. They may see that apology as a sign of weakness. My brother, Nazarene X, we appreciate the fire, man. Listen, when we come forward, the phone lines are going to continue to cook. Houston and Detroit in the building, and somebody calling in right now. 2 people. We got a lot to talk about.
OPP means something gifted. The first letter the same, but the last is something different. It's the longest, loveliest, lean. I call it the leanest. It's another 5-letter word rhyming with cleanest and meanest. I won't get into that. I do it sort of properly. I say the last P stands for property. Now, lady, here comes a kiss. Blow a kiss back to me. Now tell me exactly.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Clinical trials for long COVID treatments are starting soon, with the National Institutes of Health currently enrolling patients. They expect additional trials to test at least 7 more treatments in the next few months. These are the first into a possible treatment for long COVID after Congress provided over $1 billion in funding in December 2020 for the NIH's Recover initiative to research the long-term consequences of COVID. And police are investigating black rapper Cardi B for battery after she threw a microphone microphone at an audience member who threw a drink on her. That's according to a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department statement to the New York Post. And the extreme heat wave continues. In the Southwest, Phoenix has now topped 110 degrees for 31 days straight. And that's the latest. I'm Esther Dillard from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the Accident Guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? The Accident Guys can come to you almost anywhere, so you don't have to come to us. Se habla español.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water, pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for education as a right, not a privilege. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private, non-profit, community-founded, student-centered university committed to cultivating diverse health profession leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations. CDU does this through outstanding education, clinical service, and community engagement. Recently, Charles Drew University made history by opening only the 5th medical school at an historically black university. Congratulations, South LA, and congratulations to the Dean of the medical school, Dr. Deborah Protho-Stith. CDU is now training doctors and providing $90 million in annual economic benefit to Watts and surrounding neighborhoods. To apply for medical school, get more information, or sign your child up for the Junior Doctors Saturday School program, visit cdrewu.edu. That's cdrewu.edu. At KBLA, we are dedicated to equity in education and ending healthcare apartheid. And we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'ma be straight up, won't waste no time. I know you ain't my baby. You think about us, do I cross your mind anytime? I know that you're taking. It'll never change, 'cause it's always been that way. But you know that you can't fake it. He can't give you what I got here right now. Girl, I know what you want. No phones, we ain't even got dough. Next time that he leave you all alone, I'm gonna come through, replace him. I'm gonna watch you get naked. I'm gonna tell you, girl, take it. Next time that he leave you all alone, I give you all the love he not. I'm about to take his spot. Let your man know that Mr. Steel Girl is back. So let your man know that Mr. Steel Girl is back.
Does it ever feel like women want men who are already taken more than they want men who are actually single? That's because they do. This phenomenon is called mate poaching, and while we all know that men pursue women more often, studies have come out and found that when women do pursue men, they are exponentially more likely to be pursuing a man who is not single, and there are a few reasons for that. Women are generally more scared of men than they are other women. We know this. Therefore, when a man has been properly and thoroughly vetted by another woman and deemed as safe and good, she has made that man infinitely more desirable. But women gotta be careful with mate poaching. If they cheat on their partner, they're gonna cheat on you. There are other ways to find a vetted man. Date the man who actually has female friends. Date the man who respects his female boss. Date the man who watches his niece every week. Don't date the man with a ring on his finger. You're not gonna win.
Oh, ladies love it when we're taken. They really do. How come y'all not being honest? How come y'all not being truthful? I want to hear the truth. I don't want to hear any shenanigans. And I know men have made it uncomfortable and unsafe for women to speak in society about the real get down. What do you mean, Zoe? The real get down. Do you know how clandestine and clever women are? Boy, they know more things about what's going on in the relationship than we care to pay attention to. But we've made it uncomfortable for them to even open up and talk. This is why Prince wrote the record, "If I were your girlfriend, maybe you would talk to me the way you open up and reveal to her." Women are scared to talk to us, man. So because they're scared to really share who they really are, you have no idea how many men get played. Uh-oh. Did I say? I'm not saying men ain't playing women, because it happens all the time. But we live in a society that makes it seem like women are always the damsels in distress and ain't doing no playing. Huh? And I'm going to tell you, when a woman feel like playing, you not going to know. This is why brothers be losing it. You're not going to know. She's going to be, listen to me, she's going to be discreet. She's going to be classy about it. I'm talking about good women. I'm not talking about just out here wilding. She's going to be discreet. She's going to be classy. All T's will be crossed. All I's will be dotted. You just not going to know unless she decides to tell you about her indiscretions. Am I lying? Somebody correct me if I'm lying. Okay, let me get the ladies in here. They're going to do it. Atala from Houston, Texas. Get in here.
Uncle Joe, you done set me up. Okay, listen.
Am I lying? Did I lie tonight?
No lies told. No lies told. I mean, I'll say this. In regards to dealing with a woman that is on that type of time, right? She's probably very guarded and broken. Like, I refuse to believe that this is somebody that's just open and kind and, secure in their attachment. That sounds like a recipe for an avoidant attachment. Mm-hmm. And chances are the guy also has an avoidant attachment of some sort, especially if you're talking about poaching, right? Like, to me, like, poaching represents two people who both have avoidant attachments, and it's a perfect setup because neither of them have to actually be vulnerable and secure in the way that they were with somebody who was requiring that of them. You don't need that when you're sneaking and dipping and doing whatever it is that you're doing. That's why it's so much easier. Like people said in the comments, right? The grass is greener. I mean, it's fake grass. It's turf.
It's turf. You about to get turf toe over here.
Right. And I mean, I've literally seen this. I've seen this in the workplace, women going after men who are married. And for me, like, I flee those type of men immediately, right? But I recognize that the reason why certain people are so bold in their pursuits is because it works. They're doing what works for them. And especially here in Houston, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like almost like a common practice. I'll be like, how are people even getting married? Because, it's so commonplace. But I mean, I'll say this, like, I feel like for the fellas, if you are secure in your attachment and you're expressing yourself to this woman and you get any indication or inkling that it's not really being reciprocated, that's your first sign right there, number one. She's probably not really rocking with you like that.
Wait. Say that again. I need to hear that. You done say it one more time.
So if you are in a relationship, guys, and you're secure in your attachment, you're communicating, you're doing all the right things, and you're not getting that, you're not receiving that back, there's no reciprocity, because like you said, it has to be organic. So the moment that it's not, that's usually your first sign. And I feel like that goes for women too. I mean, and even that whole like kind of keeping your foot out the door, one foot out the door, that's avoidant attachment as well. That's literally you thinking that somehow you're going to find this magnificent person on the other side, not realizing that trash can only attract trash. Wow. So it's not going to happen. I've seen my homegirl do this. I mean, like, she's married now, but I'll just say that I literally had to sit down and convince her, like, girl, this is a good man. Like, do not do him like that. And I think that she was just so caught up on, the image. And, we talked about pragmatic love, right? You wanted to talk about that. That what have you done for me lately? The spirit.
Wait, stop right there. Wait. When we get on the other side, Atala is going to walk us down the road of, pragmatic love. Oh, Lord, we on fire tonight.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
The Youth Forward organization calls for a cannabis candy ban for products they say target children. I'm Aisha Cairo with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Mid-July, a coalition of groups committed to raising awareness about cannabis products that look like candy called on Governor Newsom to enact a cannabis candy ban. Youth Forward, an organization working to shape cannabis policy, is leading the charge with a petition to direct tax revenues from marijuana into youth and community reinvestment programs. The Cannabis Candy Child Safety Act, Assembly Bill 1207, passed the Assembly with a 61-0 vote in May. The bill aims to prevent children from consuming cannabis products by regulating packaging and advertising. It is currently under review in the Senate Appropriations Committee. KBLA listeners, what are your thoughts on this one? Let us know on our social platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
You're listening to K-Drip, where we play all the best classic water-wasting hits like watering your lawn during the hottest time of the day and leaky faucets. They're tunes from another time because now that we face a hotter, drier future, every drop counts. Despite an extremely wet winter, keep using less water, fixing leaks, and reusing indoor water for your garden. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more ways to conserve. Up next, brushing your teeth with the water on. K-Drip.
Have you heard about Lendistry? Lendistry is a national black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Whether financing is needed to increase working capital, acquire a business, purchase inventory and equipment, or refinance debt, Lendistry has a solution for you. Lending products range from traditional business term loans and non-revolving lines of credit to SBA 7A loans and commercial real estate financing. Lendistry's pre-application process is simple and does not impact your credit score. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA to learn more and to get started with an application right from the website.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine, the boy is mine.
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute? Sure, you look kind of familiar. Yeah, you do too. But I just wanted to know, do you know somebody named... You know his name. Oh yeah, definitely, I know his name. But I just want to let you know that he's mine. No, he's mine.
Tonight, so is my playlist. Legendary vocals, Brandy Norwood and Monica together. The boy is mine. We on fire tonight, live from KBLA Talk 1580. You already know what it is. The voice of reason is in the hot seat right now. Tonight's topic: can mate poaching be considered a form of betrayal or infidelity. Sheesh. We've been talking about it tonight. It's a heavy conversation, but it must be had, right? It must be had. Why? Why? Because it's more pervasive than you thought, right? This is 60% of men do it. 49% of women do it. Mate poaching, a fascinating yet controversial phenomena, can be understood through a multifaceted exploration of underlying psychological motivations. At its core, this behavior often arises from an interplay of various intricate factors. Firstly, the allure of mate poaching lies in the thrill of the chase and conquest. For some individuals, the challenge of attacking or attracting someone already committed becomes an ego-boosting endeavor, validating their desirability and attractiveness. Secondarily, psychological research suggests that mate poachers may experience a sense of competition, viewing the person in the existing relationship as a prize worth pursuing and winning. Additionally, underlying insecurities and fear of commitment might drive some to engage in mate poaching. Pursuing an attached individual involves a buffer against the vulnerability of a committed relationship, allowing for emotional distance and limited accountability. Is this not what our good friend Attila from Houston, Texas just said? Come on, Attila, finish it up. You got to tell us more, because you were talking about pragmatic love. How is this mate poaching and pragmatic love connected? Talk to me.
I mean, well, again, we're talking about what have you done for me lately, so that mentality of kind of having your hand out, the nitpicking, all of that is going to cause you to try and look elsewhere for the thing that you are feeling like you're lacking in that relationship, when really you're lacking it within yourself. That's a whole other conversation.
Wow. Attila from Houston, Texas. You're always cooking. You're always slapping us on the dome piece on our way home from Jones Beach. Houston is in the house because of you. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get it. Monique from Detroit. Jump in.
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
I'm alive and well. trying to figure this one out.
Listen, you were talking about how men have to, go after the same woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a circle of women out here, and I did not know this until a couple of months ago, until I felt like I was being dragged into it. I have a client, and my significant other is long distance, so he was here, and I called my goddaughter's. She's 35. Her mother, because I knew her father, had a towing company. I said, okay. So 2 days later, my girl called me, and she said, oh, how's that relationship going, that long distance stuff? I said, oh, it's going. And she said, I haven't been in a relationship with so-and-so for 30 years.
Mm.
And we keep a bankroll. I said, oh, you trying to get back with him? She was like, no, he want to get with you.
Mm.
And I said, no. So he called, and he says, I said, you met my man. And he was like, I pay to play. And then he was like, why you tripping? Your 3 girls is married. I've been with them. I was like, wait, now everybody's upset with me because I'm not in the program.
Ooh.
And I thought our generation wasn't doing this. But it's like he's being passed around.
Wow.
I'm just shocked because I just can't. I just, I'm like, well, hey, my relationship is authentic. It is what it is. And I just can't.
Sister
and
girl.
She's upset with me.
That is heavy. I've always been the type of person, I do not want my woman to be from where I got to work at. I don't,
Exactly.
you understand? And listen, I work in the entertainment industry, Hollywood. I want to bring my woman from somewhere else. So
that's probably why I make sure I do the same. I don't deal with these Detroit ninjas.
Right. So it's not that's who Zoe with. Yeah. We all know about her. No, I don't want that. But sister, let me just tell you, Monique, we appreciate you for calling. Thank you. You brought Detroit, Michigan in the building. Don from Atlanta. It's your time to shine, brother. Talk to us, Don.
Few minutes, I ain't got nothing. I seen a deer get killed this morning. That's perching. I tried to take care of it, but I didn't have the patience. I had to be somewhere for somebody. Anyway, everything else is like perching. My kid's mother did me wrong, and it's like that's what she did. I had my kids for the summer, and then it was like the money I spent. It was like now it's like she need a few more $100, and I'm like, wait, what's this? So it's like purging or whatever that is. It's like, yo, that's what it is. They find somebody and they get over on them, and then they get what they want, and then now, hey, we stuck as brothers.
But men do it too. Don, men do it too. The research says 60% of men do it. Women do it, yes, 49%. One other article that I read said 53% of women do it, but it's a significant amount of men and women doing this mate poaching thing. Brother, let me just say I appreciate you for the call. Thank you. Let me just say this again, man. I don't think y'all understand. Relationships are going to become more and more difficult the more you move away from what you should be doing. What you should be doing is constantly observing your own growth. 90% of the problems in relationships would go away if you paid attention to yourself. If you paid attention to how you show up. If you paid attention to how you give. If you paid attention to how you love. See, your definition of love may have come from a broken space, right? So if you pay attention, man, I thought this was love because it was given to me as love from my primary caregivers, right? Nah, I'm telling you right now, you got to challenge everything that was created in your norm, that you modeled in your norm. You got to challenge the validity of all of it and then break up with it if it is not healthy. Because look at all of these different machinations that are popping up with regard to relationships. Mate poaching, monkey branching. It's all types of mess happening out here. And I'm going to tell you right now, the more sex partners you have, the more your spirit gets contaminated, especially if it's raw sex, unprotected sex. Oh, a lot of y'all don't know about that. Keep running from the shadow and see what happens. Listen, I start the conversations. It's your job to finish them. But before we go, I want to give you this. Pragmatic lovers want to find value in their partners and ultimately want to work with their partners to reach a common goal. The practicality and realism of pragmatic love often contributes to the longevity of a relationship as long as common goals and values remain shared for the duration. I don't think that that's a bad model. I started the conversation. You finish it. Up next, you already know. Jill Monroe, RSVP with Jill Monroe. We on fire. The fire keeps going. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the